It's a wet morning at the crack of dawn, and Nick is on his way to his favorite breakfast spot. George has been here since the middle of the night, getting everything ready so he can serve up his famous French toast this morning. Nick has got a beautiful rebuilt 440 with a 6-pack on his dyno for testing today. And he's glad that his client Bob is here so he can get things started.
So I'm going to start her up because it's a cold engine, and let's get going.
All right.
Okay, here we go. And here it is. You're going to see the doors closed now, and when it revs up, it should do this, opens up. The reason we have this is because Chrysler, or all the old cars with the carburetors, for the fuel to work through the intake manifold when it's a cold engine, you need to build up heat in the intake manifold. So closing one side of the exhaust manifold with the heat raiser valve, the heat goes through the cylinder head, through the intake manifold, through a base, warms up the intake, and then comes out the other side until it's fully warmed up, and then this heat raiser valve stays open, then it lets exhaust off from on the side. Of course, we're going to lose some horsepower with the door, but anyways, it is what it is. It's all genuine, it's original. So leave it on, and let's do our testing like this. Okay, last time we saw it was on the engine stand. We're just finishing off the details with the valve covers and so forth, and of course putting on the exhaust manifolds. So Bob brought this engine here because he had it built by someone else 30 years ago, and it was in storage for 30 years at his house. So now they decided to get it running and put it into their car. So he brought it here. He wanted us to replace the oil pan, of course, and the water pump, timing chain cover, rear oil seal, and of course look at it over, detail it, and put it together and run it on the dynamometer. And here we have it. It's all the way he wants it. And now we're gonna do some testing. And I've done a lot of 6-packs in my life, and of course, this is nothing new to me. But right now, of course, I didn't do too many 6-packs on video. And here's one, we got cameras on, and I want you guys to see how a 6-pack works. And as you can see, we're gonna see with the linkage, if we have full throttle, wide open, 6 barrels. And a 6-pack works on 2 barrels or 6, not 2, 4, 6 like some people say. 2 barrels and of course, wide open throttle, another 4 barrels at one shot, which equals 6 barrels. So Dodge Super B, so we call it a 6-pack. If it was to go into a Plymouth Roadrunner, we'd call it a 6-barrel. But in this case, 6-pack.
Not cheap on gas though, huh?
Bob, do you care about gas mileage? No? Okay. I'm gonna give you a little breakdown of what I've done. Everything went well. I did one dyno pool. And since I didn't build the engine, I took it to 5.5 and it was somehow still climbing horsepower. I didn't build it, but I want my customers or your permission to go higher if you wish. This is what I've done. As you can see, we're still making 409 horsepower at 55 or 5600 RPM. I'm gonna warm it up, we'll make some tests there. Okay, and then we'll see where it goes at. And then after that, I'll just play with the timing. There's nothing more I can do. Air fuel ratio is perfect. We have no exhaust leaks, we have no oil leaks, everything seems good. I'm just gonna play with the timing a bit, and we'll see what we can get.
All right, sounds good.
I'm gonna start it at, we're gonna take it at 5.5.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna start the engine. It's here's our specs for the engine. It's 30 over, 4.350 bore, 3.750 stroke, which is a 440 non-stroker. It's a 445.8 cubic inches. We're gonna take it up to 5,500 RPM. We're gonna start it at 2,800 RPM at 300 RPMs per second. You guys are gonna see a view of a 6-pack with the heat raiser valve. As it came from the factory, you're gonna have a close view of that. It's gonna be interesting. I've never tested an engine on the dynamometer with the heat raiser valve actually functional. So this is gonna be unique. Today, it's all about the 6-pack right here. We're gonna check oil pressures, check for oil leaks, check for noises, check for vibrations, anything you wish. So while I'm warming up, Bob, you can look at anything you wish, okay? We only have one O2 sensor, which is on the driver's side, which is right here. And we always want to be, you're going to see how the colors are. When you see green, we're good. When you see blue, we're too rich. When you see red, it's too lean. So the colors also indicate what's going on. And here we go.
Bob hasn't heard his engine run in 3 decades. It was rebuilt the first time before the son who's with him today was born. And now they both get to hear it roar.
Sounds good, huh? I don't have a vacuum hose on it because I got your PCV valve. So I wanted to adjust your carburetor the way it's going to be in the car.
Okay.
That's the air-fuel ratio. It's a bit on the rich side, but when it warms up idles, you should be around 13.5. Watch. That's your idle, okay? We're gonna bring up the water temperature to 160, 170, and then we're gonna make a test.
The oil pressure is nice too, right?
Yeah. You're gonna warm it, when it warms up, it's gonna drop. This is a high pressure pump, okay?
As he gives the engine a once-over before the first pull, Nick sees something he doesn't like. A few drops of water on the pan under the 440.
I do not know where it's coming from, but we're gonna do a test and we're gonna find out, okay? Here we go. Ready? Okay, let's see what we've got. 403. See, look, we're still climbing at 5,600. This is now, if you want me to go on a higher RPM, I could go. Whatever you wish.
Go.
58, 6,000,
58.
58. Okay, here we go. 5,800. Now we're going to take it to 58. As you can see here, we went up to 56, 55, 5,600, and we're still making power. So we're going to go to 5,800 RPM. Okay, you know what? After that, we're going to make one more test, and then after that, we're going to play with the timing, okay? backed up there. I know. We're still climbing, eh? Actually, look, it's going to be about 57.
Yeah,
it's going to be there.
56, 57 is your peak.
Yeah.
412.5, 412.4.
Yeah, so we're going to leave it at 58. Now I'm going to tweak the timing a bit, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to tweak the time. I'm going to print this for you in the meantime.
Nothing like the smell of a six-pack in the morning.
Oh, we all love it, eh?
That and a cup of coffee and we're good.
Exhaust stud?
Yeah, it could be. I know that the studs go through the water jackets. We might have to put a sealer. Now we got to remove the manifold to see is it a cracked head or is it the stud that's leaking and brings the water down the center. Bob, we're going to finish testing and then we're going to have be pre-delivery. We're going to take off the manifold to make sure it's not a cylinder head cracked or not a stud leaking, because we usually use a sealer on these studs.
yeah.
But if that's leaky, we're going to take it off, put a sealer and put it back in.
Nick isn't too worried about the small water leak, so he gets down to work dialing in the timing for the 440.
I'm just going to advance it a couple degrees. I know how to do it. It will tell us if we're going to get more torque or not. And then after when we finish, I'm going to use the timing light to see where we're at. There. That's a couple of degrees. So let's go. Let's make a test and find out. Let's see what happens. I'll bring the water up. Starts right away, huh? Well, we just advanced the timing roughly at 2 degrees. We're trying to see what we can get with it. I'm just trying to increase the torque a bit. And here we go.
At 55, 5600 RPM, we got 420 horsepower. At what is it? 5600 RPM is your peak horsepower.
Yeah.
420.9. So 421 horsepower.
I started with 34 degrees.
Okay.
I probably am at 36 right now. And I know you got dome pistons. It's gonna run warmer in the engine, in the car with the engine compartment. I don't think I want to advance it anymore. But you can see the more advanced, the more I'm gaining on it. So yeah. This is not where I want to finalize the tuning in your car. You guys are running points. You're running ported heads with exhaust manifolds with a heat raiser valve. Combo's not exactly, your setup would work beautiful with headers. But I know you want to go with manifolds, which nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But if you want to drive as a street cruiser, this is a perfect engine. I tell people anything over 400 horsepower is a perfect engine for a street car.
Question,
Yes.
if I would take off the little flap inside the heat riser,
That's a good question. How much horsepower does that
how
lock?
much would it gain?
I don't know.
Like,
That's a
I
good
mean,
question.
if it's like 2 horsepower, forget it.
I
leave it
no, I
there.
think it's more than 2 horsepower.
Oh yeah?
Probably 10, 15 horsepower. I've never had one testing with the door. I've seen it. You know, the door takes up space. The shaft is about 5/16, and is the door 100% straight? It is. I looked at it. If it had a certain angle, then you're really blocking exhaust flow. You know.
Yeah, right.
But I left it on because whoever installed it for you guys, it's beautiful installed and it works 100%. So I left it on.
That would be me.
You, eh?
Yeah.
You did a good job on it.
At this point, Nick, would it change very much if we would say port the exhaust manifold? Would that change?
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, if you could safely say less turbulence would equal
Okay.
a little bit more
So-
horsepower. Yeah.
So you want me, okay, it would nice to do extrude home, but it gets expensive when you send out the manifolds extrude home. What you want me to do is open up the opening just like the exhaust ports,
Yes.
okay?
gotta
And
take
second,
them off.
the door, you want the door removed?
Remove the door. Leave the thing
Okay.
aesthetically
So,
there.
okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'll do is, I'll leave it on the dyno. Monday or Tuesday, I'll take out the manifolds, check for the water leak,
All right.
open up the ports on the exhaust manifolds, remove the flap inside your exhaust,
Right.
and then put it all back together and do some more testing next week.
Now you don't leave the shaft there, right? You cut the
No, I
shaft
cut the
out.
shaft out
Yeah.
completely.
And you just tack weld it
That's
inside?
right, that's right.
Good.
That's right. Besides that, are you happy with everything else?
Oh, super. Can
30,
I
30,
take them home with me?
he's been turning the crankshaft in his storage for 30 years at home, and now you see it running on its own. Maybe I should make another test one more time, just to see if I want to get the same horsepower, just to see where we are with the same timing. I'll make one more test. We'll stop there. I want to see it to be consistent, and then when I take out the exhaust manifolds, pour them out the same way they are with the cylinder heads, remove the flap, and see the difference in horsepower. And this is something I want to see, which I don't have any exact numbers because I haven't done this before. It'll be something to do. It'll be something interesting. I don't know, you viewers there, I'm sure you're gonna guess like how much horsepower can we gain by removing the heat raiser valve door? I don't know. Maybe 10, 15 horsepower, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. And there you have it, folks. Here it is, live 6-pack on my dynamometer in a 69 Dodge Super Bee. Right, Bob?
Right.
You can't wait to put it in the car, I guess,
Oh,
eh?
you know it.
And it's a 4-speed car?
4-speed.
Look at that, 4-speed. What a car. What color is it?
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch. Original butterscotch?
Original butterscotch.
That's rare. Nice. You know, I can't wait to see it, eh?
I didn't even tell you the color code, 96.
Okay, let's make another test. Ready? Let's make one more test. I'm not gonna touch the timing. I'm gonna leave everything the way it is so I can see the difference, okay? Let's go. We're breaking in the rings, eh?
You went from 420.9 to 424.3 at
Yeah.
5,600 RPM.
And the temperatures that took off at the same time, 160, and there was what? Even warmer, 163. Yeah, I like to try to run them at the same parameters as possible. We want to see why it cracks up a little bit at 56, 5,500 RPM. But we're going to go back and look at our camera, view how the fuel is distributed into these brand new carburetors. My client bought them brand new, never been used, been in storage for many, many years. And of course, all I had to do was adjust them for the air-fuel ratio. And we're going to look into it to see what it's causing. Is it the points, is it the carburation, whatever. But it's going to be a simple fix. We're going to fix it for next week. And that's it. So stay tuned for more further testing.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.